Hello, my rebels, my questioners of authority. This is your weekly energy update for the week of July 19th, 2026. The overarching theme for this week is return to you. It's time to return back here, back to your heart, back to your soul, back to God living inside of you. The pauses I think that I've had so far are important. We keep rushing. We keep mm, booking our calendars solid, finding the next thing to do. And it's time for us to stop, to take a pause, to find our center again, return home to ourselves. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it in the other weekly readings for this month, but this entire month's energy is you are whole. So it's this remembering and realizing that you are already whole, that you are an infinite, whole being, divine and complete. You don't need anything or anyone else to complete you, to make you whole, to heal you. And I know that I've said that that doesn't mean that your body and mind are whole or not in need of healing, because you are not your body, you are not your mind. I think a lot of us find it rather easy to understand that we are not our bodies, but it becomes harder to distinguish for us between our soul and our mind, our thoughts. And that's okay. It- Maybe you're in a spot where you're starting to understand it, or you at least have accepted it. And maybe you're in a spot right now where you simply need to trust, to have that faith that you are separate from your mind and your body, that you are not the same as the you that shows up as your thoughts. This returning home to you, I'm feeling this energy deeply, and it's when I let myself enter this energy, it feels slow, though I hesitate to use that word, but it feels like it's slowing me down. And by the me, realistically, I'm actually talking about the my mind, my ego that's been running a million miles a minute, constantly living in the future and trying to keep looking forward and what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? Oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. That rush, rush, rush. And I put out a video on Thursday about this rushing, this distraction superhighway, this the highway to hell is the distraction superhighway. And it's time to take the off ramp and to find that staircase to heaven because I love a good classic rock song reference, right? Or two of them. And I'd really invite you to go watch that video for hmm, some more depth to that part of this energy and what's being called forth and being uh, what you're being invited into. If I remember right, there's also a spontaneous kind of guided meditation within that video um, towards the end. But when I come back to this week's energy, it's this, again, this calling inward, an invitation from our souls, another one, because we keep getting these invitations. Make no mistake, this is not new. This is just another invitation that has shown up, handed to you on a silver platter from your soul, asking you, will you please come home to me? It's time to come home. It's time to come back to you. And maybe you've never been back there in this lifetime. So it's time to start. It's time to build that connection, to get to know yourself on a level you've never known yourself before. It's time to stop focusing externally. Our internal compasses have been so manipulated that they all point externally now. And it's time to recalibrate that internal compass to point to your soul, to your true north. Now, I say stop focusing externally. And I'm going to say you can seek help for this. Sometimes that initial process, or if you've been kind of distracted and feeling really out of it or disconnected lately, kind of like where I've been in the last couple of weeks, you can seek help. It's just important to know who or what you're seeking help from. Family and friends can be great, and they can also completely sabotage this effort. Even if you choose the wrong coach or spiritual teacher or mental health professional, they can also end up sabotaging this effort, all with the very best of intentions. But again, what's the saying? The path to hell is paved with good intentions. That's because so often our intentions are completely misguided. They've been manipulated. So when I say find some help, find some support, make sure that who you are choosing to ask for help or support from in this effort to reconnect to you is someone who is deeply connected to themselves already and who has shown that they can love you unconditionally without bias, no matter how you have changed or what mood you're in over time. I think that's important. They also need to be able to listen and to help you go deeper into you, not find something else to distract. So when you come to something, they need to be able to redirect you into you rather than try to fix it externally or have themselves fix it for you. This isn't necessarily the time to seek advice. It's the time to seek someone who can reflect back to you your soul rather than your ego. And there are two cards that showed up for the reading today. The hyena. There you go. The hyena showed up. And the hyena showed up almost at the exact same time last month as the headliner for Take Yourself Seriously. I think that was June 21st, the week of June 21st, something like that. Might have the dates a little wrong there, but around that time period. And similar this month with the Take Yourself Seriously, but we're going deeper. We're going deeper with hyena. And part of it is the finding that your community, your tribe, whether that just be one other person or an entire mess of people who are on the journey with you. And yes, we all walk our own journey. We all return home to ourselves on our own, but that doesn't mean that we don't have people walking home with us. All right. So when you find those people, and it's okay if you can't think of a single person in your life right now. For me, when I started this journey 4 years ago, I really didn't have anybody. And I ended up finding my tribe online. And they were not people that I got to actually get to know or speak with. It was just a community for a spiritual teacher online where, she did Zoom meetings each week, but they were in the webinar format. So chat was the only way to access other members, and you didn't get to really form physical connections with them. But you know what? It still worked. It was still enough to help me through while I found the people physically in the world that can be my tribe. And some of them live nearby, some of them live around the world, but we have each other. So let let that search for your tribe come start here. Let it start here. Let your soul help you find the right people. And don't be afraid to back off from someone if you find that they aren't what you thought they were going to be able to do, or if you discover that they aren't the right support or help for you. Doesn't mean you have to completely cut them out of their life. It just means that you don't go to them for that kind of help and support, right? I think the hyena also brings in this beautiful message of keep it light, keep it fun. Yes, it's time to take this seriously, but that doesn't mean that the reconnection, the coming home to yourself isn't incredible and joyful and sometimes humorous. Find the humor in this journey. Find the humor in the everyday. Take time to laugh and reconnect. You know, it's summer here in the States where I live, and I remember thinking that summer was when it was time to relax. And that's because, I grew up going to school, so summer was summer break. And then, of course, when I was a teacher, again, summer break. Yet I've really realized this year how it's no longer a break. It's when things get so incredibly busy. And so my question to you is, what's filling up your calendar? Should everything stay on your calendar? Do you have the time for pauses? Do you have the time for laughter and fun? Last night, I got to go sing karaoke with a couple of girlfriends. And oh my God, it was incredible because there was a bridal party that was all graduates of Luther College's music theater department. And after they were finished dinner, they came out and we got like mini musicals and so much talent and performance that to enjoy and watch. And I got to get up and sing and make a general fool of myself. And it was fantastic. And I laughed so much. And it was exactly that which the hyena is encouraging us to find. Finding that tribe, finding that laughter while still reconnecting. Gather around that campfire, tell stories, laugh, have fun. But make sure that you also make time just for you. And the second card is comparison. Let's get time to focus. There we go. Comparison here. You see the oak tree and the bamboo. For me, the comparison has been particularly intense again for me. I just feel like I've realized that I was unconsciously in a period of comparing. And so it's time for me to really stop. It's time for me to really stop. It's time for all of us to stop comparing. When you compare, you are always going to find yourself either inferior or superior. And neither is truth. Actually, I'm gonna read a little bit from the book here and it's the Osho Zen Tarot book. So a small bush or a big high tree, it doesn't matter. You are yourself. You are needed. A grass leaf is needed as much as the biggest star. Without the grass leaf, God will be less than he is. The sound of the cuckoo is needed as much as any Buddha. The world will be less rich if this cuckoo disappears. Just look around. All is needed, and everything fits together. It is an organic unity. Nobody is higher and nobody is lower. Nobody superior, nobody inferior. Everybody is incomparably unique. Mic drop for Osho and his Zen teachings, because how do I say that any better? We are each unique and different, and we are all part of a unified whole. Every single one of us has our soul's purpose here on earth, and how it is to play out. Only our soul knows. Our mind does not know. Absolutely does not know. It may not even be able to comprehend it, but our soul knows. And until we reconnect, until we come home to ourselves, our souls, there's no way that we can truly be living according to our soul's purpose here in this life on this earth at this time. And coming home means we stop comparing. And maybe you don't compare yourself to others, but you compare yourself to your past self. I'm certainly guilty of that, especially with my long COVID. Currently, I tend to compare my capacity and capabilities to how it used to be pre long-term illness. And you know what? I just got a message. So 2 cards, but I did look up hyena in here, the animal spirits guide. And it was, it had a couple highlights that I think are really bear bringing forward here. Mm. So again, back to the family and friends, right? When you're pursuing a particular goal, solicit the support of your friends and family. Back to what I was talking about with your capability. You're quite ready and capable to take on more than you're presently handling, even though you have doubts about how much you can handle. Be extra sensitive and attentive to the words you choose and how you express them, as whatever you verbalize will be amplified considerably. As we return to ourselves, as we reclaim our power, and we stop letting our power be used by others, because make no mistake, in this world, someone is using your power. So make sure it's you. And your power can be divided. So make sure you are using all of your power. And our words are very powerful. They aren't the most powerful thing, but especially as we reclaim our power, before we understand our power, know that our words can hold more power than we think. Your powers of discernment and discrimination are strong right now, so pay attention to your intuition and trust what you get, no matter what. This is again coming home. Your intuition is your soul speaking to you. Start to build that trust by trusting what you get and rolling with it. And again, the hyena comes back in to say it's good time to do something silly that makes you laugh. So wherever you're at in your journey, even if you feel like you are just starting, everyone has to start somewhere, and everyone has to start sometime. Why not today? Why not now? And if you found that you've come off the stairway to heaven and you've found yourself back on the distraction highway to hell, take the exit. You get to make the exit. Doesn't matter what your mind is saying. You can listen to it and then make a different choice. Make a better choice. Make a soul-driven and connected choice. How do you do that? You gotta spend time with your soul to get to know it, to start listening to that still small voice inside. If you don't have a meditation practice already, now's the time to start. If you do have a meditation practice, it's time to double down, baby. And if you're like me, where sometimes that sitting in silence, just you can't shut off your mind, then try a guided meditation or try a yoga practice or qigong or tai chi or a walk in nature or maybe some instrumental music to help you drop in or a breathing exercise. Try a few different things that help bring you back into you. If you find something that you're trying ends up bringing your focus externally again, that's not the answer. All right, the answer is always come in here. You're not trying to be mindful. You're trying to mind your mind less. You're trying to drop out of the mind, into the heart, into the body. So make sure you're choosing the right guided meditation for that. I will be releasing one soon in my online shop. You can find out when I release that and probably get a nice little discount if you're signed up for emails on my website. And you can do that by going to questionsauthority.com. There's likely to be a little pop-up that'll show up, and you'll get a nice little welcome email and then a little gift from me with meditation tips. And then you'll be signed up for the emails. And I email once a week when I send out the weekly reading, and every once in a while, um, in between when I have like a new release or an announcement or something. I don't just send a ton of emails. I don't like a ton of emails. And on my end, that's a lot of work to try and send out a ton of emails. So no, you're not going to get a ton of emails from me. I try to send out what I believe to be valuable and nothing more. So I invite you to head to my website and check out the weekly readings blog on the website. This is the companion video for it, but I can tell you that the blog post and the video are always a little different. There's always a little different information presented, and I think that's perfect. Maybe what you need is in the blog this week. Maybe what you need is in the video. Or maybe you want the complete picture. But when I write in the energy of right now. When I record these videos, I record what shows up right now. And it's amazing to me how different they can be. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's more apparent. But I love you all so much. I truly hope that you will accept your soul's invitation, that you will say yes to return to you, return to your soul, turn inward. Let that huge, vast energy hold you. And towards the beginning of the video, I mentioned that the energy feels slow to me. And I'd like to explain that just a little bit more before I let you go. It feels slow because it's outside of time. And what I have found is that when I really connect and I arrange my day or my week or my month based on what my soul is guiding for me, just like it said in the Animal Spirit Guidebook, I am capable of so much more than I believe I am. And I can get done and accomplish so many things, so many more things in the same amount of time as when I am letting my mind, my ego guide my day, my week, my month, my calendar. So I hope that um, I hope that helps a little bit. I don't want you to be afraid of connecting because you're afraid of slowing down to the point that you don't accomplish the things that you know you need to accomplish. Doing this work has never meant that I can't show up for work or for clients or take care of the house or do the grocery shopping. In fact, it just means that I get to show up as more myself, more present, more energetic, with more joy and gratitude. And it means that I get to accomplish so much more. That's what this reconnection gets you, is more in the very, very best way. All right. With that, I'll leave you. See you again next week.